you. I want to believe that you all slept and woke up well this beautiful Tuesday morning. But is there really anything to be excited about on this day? Well, one would say that as far as there is life, then there is hope. But what is the fate of people in Plateau State, in Benue State, in Borno State, and other states, bedeviled with insecurity, killings, bloodletting, if you like to put it that way, at this point in time? A lot is going on in the country, and whilst we must come together as a strong force to deal decisively with the elephant in the room, important for us to also know the ideals of love, the ideals of oneness, why we must stay together, why we must stay united. I mean, there is a popular saying that united we stand, divided we fall. Looking at the latest update from Plateau State, it's really very disturbing. I know also that there are states with crimes or heinous crimes being committed, but maybe not really so much, not really reported as much as it should be. But this is not to water down any form of crime. A crime is a crime. A situation where you'd have to take the life of another for whatever reason, it is totally unacceptable. And the song I actually played a couple of minutes back, We Are Here by Alicia Keys, released in 2014, by the way, is one that actually speaks to the situation on ground and why it is important for you, for myself, for each and every one of us to come together. Let us form a very formidable force against these non-state actors. All right. Okay, so this morning we're going to be, keeping you informed and also educating you on certain things that you need to know. Entertaining you as well is something that we've been able to carve a niche for ourselves on, all right? We started off with the news at 6:45 a.m. this morning. It does not end there. So this hour, we're going to be looking at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. But of course, we must intimate you on 10 things that you need to know for today, right? After which we'd get to take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. You also get to call in to share things like you always do. The next hour is for the sport lovers. Yes, those who love sports, soccer, tennis, basketball, boxing, and all that you can actually think of as far as sport is concerned. And of course, the sports minister on radio, Vicky Vic, will be right here to do absolute justice to that. And of course, at 9 a.m., I will make a comeback to talk politics and current affairs. But today on Eagles Outlook at 9 a.m., we're going to be looking at labor matters, what actually concerns the average Nigerian on the street, and by extension, civil servants, because we understand that the Nigeria Labour Congress is actually gearing up for wage renegotiations. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be speaking with the head of information and public affairs at the Nigeria Labour Congress at exactly 9 a.m. this morning. So as a civil servant, as an average Nigerian, you have questions bothering your mind, you're concerning the cost of living, and probably wondering what the labor unions are actually having up their sleeves to do about the situation. Do well to call us at that time, to ask all of the questions bothering your mind, right? And of course, with a stretch into the media extra, at 10 a.m., it'll be time for the general open banter. And I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet. Maybe that way I'm able to keep you on the edges of your seat to stay on the dial. But it's always a jolly ride on the general open banter. All of these will be accompanied with the very best of music up until 12 noon, when I will be handing over to my colleague, Cassandra Newbe, right here. My name is Omoefe Peace Osemere, and for more indication, I will be writing on the show this morning. I stated yesterday that my co-host, Udwak Daniel, is currently on leave, but of course he will be here next week, God willing, all right? And there's really no cause for alarm. Let me quickly greet you in the way that you love them, you love to be greeted. Yes, let me put it that way. And let me also put a caveat that we might not be able to, pick on every tribe in Nigeria. So if we don't pick on yours, please don't get it twisted, don't take it to heart. I'd like to start off with the Yorubas. They would say, Ekaro, the Hausas would say Nakwana, and trust me to ask you, Kuntashi Lahia. The response, I'm sure, would be Lahia Law. Yes, moving all the way to the eastern part of the country, the Igbos would say Otutuoma. And let me take you all the way to my co-host, country home in Akwa Ibom State, right there. They would say Amesiere. Well, in Kogi State, the Igalas would say Olodudu. Coming back to our host community right here, the Gbagis in Abuja would say, Agife. Yes. With a new addition, the Untonkan tribe in Benue State would say, Ite. And the thieves would say, I guess it's Umpandeve, right? Or Ndeve, whatever it is. I'm sure that I got it right. Okay. Now, the last but not the least, not really the last, but not really the last right now. Right? There is one more after this one. The good people of Isoko Nation in Delta State, Nigeria, we would say, Emamuriake. Let me ring the bell to that. Well, all right. The last one on the list right now would be what the average man on the street understands perfectly, and we would say, Una, good morning, oh. Yes, welcome on board. This is the Eagles Morning Rise live on Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. It is, of course, your radio experience that you can count on. And might I also add that we've got an online presence. You can call it the online radio where you can listen to us 24 hours uninterrupted. And the reception is superb, honestly. So if you're not listening on the app, you can just join us online 247 or watch us live on YouTube and Facebook at Eagles FM Abuja. Speaking of which, this conversation is being streamed live on YouTube and Facebook at the moment. So I'd like to encourage you to join us as we go conversational on the topical issues this Tuesday morning, right? On Facebook, on YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja. But I'm just wondering at this point in time, have you subscribed to the YouTube channel? What are you waiting for? You know, it costs you nothing, absolutely nothing, just to subscribe, all right? It's really not a big deal. So hurry now to YouTube if you're listening to me. Subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell. That way you get notified whenever we come on here, maybe to publish a video or we are live on these platforms. On YouTube, please do it to replicate same. Like and follow the page. It's very important. And also spread those lovely wings of yours across X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All at Eagles Abuja. All right. Now, let me quickly intimate you on 10 things that you need to know this Tuesday morning. Well, starting off with the latest happenings in Plateau State. The president, Bola Tinubu, has strongly condemned the violence in Plateau State, urging the state's leadership to find a lasting solution to persistent communal conflicts. Now, this comes after at least 51 people were again killed by gunmen, with scores injured in the early hours of Monday in the Zike and Kakba communities in Basa local government area of the state. 2 weeks after deadly clashes in another part of the state left several people dead. Now, you can't even help but imagine the number of people that are now displaced, mothers, children, fathers, all right, properties destroyed. What exactly is going to be the solution? When I say solution now, a very realistic solution that would be, long term, not short term, solution now. Can we really find a lasting solution to all of this? Because we're talking about lives now, dear listener. 51 people were killed just yesterday. And this is happening 2 weeks after the deadly clash in some other part of the state that left several people dead. Now, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has cancelled a scheduled visit to Benue, stating a cautionary statement issued by the state government as the reason for shelving the trip. Now, B was expected in Benue on Monday as part of a humanitarian outreach. Now, talking about Peter Obi, but not to hold forth for him. He's one political figure that has been, up and about, reaching out to people directly affected or even impacted, if you like to put it that way, by one issue or the other. And then just yesterday, the governor of Benue State actually issued a statement somewhat cautioning the governor that do not come, don't try to visit the state unannounced because security might not be assured. So that's to tell you that Benue State is equally faced with some level, you might want to call it heightened level of insecurity at this point in time. It's really very heartbreaking, mind-boggling when we come on here. Is there really a day we don't take a look at, scores of people killed, houses razed, and all of that, or even kidnapping? Oh, come on. The federal government has maintained the need to end the importation of photovoltaic solar panels into Nigeria, saying this has cost 200 billion naira so far. Now, the managing director and chief executive officer of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, stated this on Monday at a roundtable held in Victoria Island between the REA and the Lagos state government. Moving on, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Monday arraigned a Chinese national whose name is Liu Beng, also known as Lao Liu, before Justice Ayokule Faji of the Federal High Court in Lagos over an allegation of providing false information to a government official. Now, Liu is facing a one-count charge bordering on deliberately supplying false information to an officer of the EFCC during the course of official duty. The PDP, that's the People's Democratic Party, Governors Forum, has appointed Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri as chair of the Committee on Zoning of its party offices ahead of its national convention. Also appointed were the governors of Zamfara and Plateau States, Dauda Lawal and Caleb Mutfwang, as vice chair and secretary, respectively. Very quickly away from that, but still focusing on the People's Democratic Party. Now, its board of trustees, a member, Chief Bode George, has warned the party actually risks collapse if former Vice President Atiku Abubakar emerges as its presidential candidate for the 2027 general election. Now, this is where some Nigerians get really, really angered. Why are we so focused on the 2027 general election as opposed to being very intentional on the issues on ground? Because whether you like it or not, politicking is already, gathering momentum. So there's been this back and forth coming from these political figures. But are they ignorant of the real issues, the real elephant in the room at this point in time? That's one question, by the way. The Nigerian Bar Association on Monday admitted collecting 300 million naira from the State government running its 2025 annual general conference, initially built for Port Harcourt. Now, this followed the demand by River State sole administrator Ibok Ete Ibas that the money approved by suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara be refunded. Away from, still in River State, by the way, there were counter protests in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, on Monday. Now, both protests by women groups took place on the streets of Port Harcourt and the Mbiama axis of the East-West Road. Moving very quickly away from Port Harcourt or River State, the Kwara State Police Command on Monday dragged a Nigerian controversial singer, Badmus Okikiola, popularly called Portable, before a Kwara State Upper Area Court presided over by Chief Magistrate Sunday Adeniyi. Reports were, however, rife that Portable struggled to meet the bail condition on Monday. And lastly, dear listener, Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu has pledged to address 4 trillion naira electricity debt owed by Gencos, which saw the electricity distribution companies threatening a shutdown on Monday. Now, weighing in on the development, the special advisor to the minister, Bolaji Tunji, said the government is aware of the development and is making concrete steps to resolve the lingering issue. There you have it on 10 things that you need to know for today. Dear listener, let me quickly remind us that we have a very strong presence, across social media platforms, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, and TikTok, all at Eagles FM Abuja. Please do want to join the conversation, and you might as well leave a comment, all right, as we take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers this morning. And let me quickly on the studio lines for you. You might want to send in your voice notes and even messages, right, simultaneously. Now, the numbers actually to call eventually would be 090-8766-8888 or 090-7353-0044. The messages and the voice notes can be sent to the WhatsApp portal number on 0909-705-44 and 50. So that being said, let us quickly take a look at the front pages of Nigerian newspapers to see what these national dailies are reporting. Now, we're starting off with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, and the big news story right there, written in black on a white spread. Maybe this should have been in red. 51 feared killed in fresh Plateau attack. This has three riders underneath it. Killings in Benue, Plateau State, genocidal war. This is coming from the Middle Belt Forum. And the second rider says it is an inexcusable security failure. Amnesty International talking there. And the third rider says resolve underlying communal issues in your area. Tinubu tells the governor of Plateau State. You find details to that big story on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. PDP governors say no to coalition, dump Anyanwu, Ude Okoye. Three riders underneath, name Deputy National Secretary in acting capacity. The second one says vow to support Fubara till the end. And the last rider to that story says old national convention in Kano late August. You find details on page 15. And then moving on to page 25, 300 million naira hosting rights is the kicker. River State's donation was a gift. That's what the NBA is saying now in response to what the sole administrator Ibok Ete Ibas is saying, that look, you need to refund the money because the suspended governor had already, paid for the hosting rights. So please refund the money. We're looking at 300 million naira now. And then the NBA on its part decided to reschedule the meeting, right, or its conference or whatever it is. They had to move it to Enugu State after the suspended governor of River State had made some payment of 300 million naira as hosting rights. But now they are saying that it was a gift. But the sole administrator is saying, look, you need to refund that money because that money is probably going to go a long way in trying to address the needs of the people of River State at this point in time. Now, away from that one, Nigeria must pursue 10% GDP growth to achieve $1 trillion economy by 2030. This is coming from the group managing director of a bank. I'm not going to mention the name, but that's on page 7. And then solar is the kicker. Nigeria spent 200 billion naira on importation of panels. Now, the Rural Electrification Agency managing director is the one talking there. Right underneath it says Lagos government REA signed memorandum of understanding on rural electrification. You find that one on page 6, and I'll leave it for the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. All right, there's a photograph right there also on the front page talking about the FCT Minister Yesom Wike inspecting the ongoing construction of Lifecam to Karimo Road, Maitama to Gishiri Bridge and Road, right, as well as the rehabilitation of the International Conference Center Abuja on Monday. All right, I'll leave it there now for the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper is not leading differently from the Nigerian Tribune because the big news story here also talking about Plateau Benue killings. Governor Alia threatens, Tinubu gives Muftuang marching orders. Now, this has truckload of riders, right? A family of 8 wiped out. Armed herders kill 52 in fresh Sunday night attack. Victims given mass burial. Government expresses displeasure. Troops rescue 16 kidnapped victims. All right. Christian leaders plan protest over killings. I can't guarantee visitors to Benue without my knowledge, Governor Alia talking there. And the last writer says, I am target of Benue governor's threat. Peter B talking there now. You find all of that on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. 2027 is the kicker. Why our party won't join any coalition or merger. PDP governors are the ones talking there. You find details on page 10. I mean, Bode George had come out to say that should former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who's also a card-carrying member of the PDP, should he get, that ticket, it's going to collapse the PDP, finally. That's what he's saying, but do you think he's right? Now, electricity is the kicker. Genco's warn of imminent shutdown over 4 trillion naira debt. That's on page 20. Federal government sets 14-month completion deadline for 777 billion naira Abuja Kaduna Zaria Road. You find details of our story on page 9. We need strong, resilient banks to achieve $1 trillion economy. This statement is credited to the Apex Bank. That's a central bank of Nigeria. And you find details on page 19. Emergency rule is the kicker. Anti-Fubara women protest rock rivers. Pro and also anti-Fubara women protest rock rivers. You find that one on page 7. We have a lone spot story right there on the front page where you find the details on page 47. It says NFF denies owing late chairman Chuku. All right, that's on page 47. I hope that Vicky Vic would have enough time, to tinker with that story, right? And I'll leave it there this morning for the Vanguard newspaper. Do want to grab a copy to get details. Now, the Nation newspaper is leading completely different, differently rather from the Vanguard and the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. 2027 is the kicker. PDP governors disown Atiku on coalition and also merger. Two riders underneath it, Anyanwu Ude Okoye rejected as secretary, and the second rider says forum fixes neck for May 27 convention for August. You find details on the front page. It continues on page 2, and this one here on page 4 with photographs right there that speaks over 1 million words if you ask me. Tinubu asks Plateau to confront ethno-religious crisis behind killings. 51 killed in another attacks on communities, and the photographs right there looking at houses razed down right there in Plateau State. Scenes of the attacks right there in Plateau State, but you find details on page 4 of the Nation newspaper this morning. JAMB warns against illegal admission. You find details on page 3. Olawepo Hashim cautions against ethnic politics. Details on page 27. NLC, Apapa flex muscles over Labour Party. Details on the front page. It continues on page 2 as well. And then NBA is the kicker. 300 million naira collected from Rivers. Unconditional gift. Ibas demands repay of confab hosting cash. You find that one on page 4. And averting judgment misinterpretation. That's on page 15. How to attain $1 trillion economy. This is by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And you find that one on page 7 of the Nation newspaper this morning. Genco's real under $4 trillion debt, and power generators threaten shutdown. Okay, we'll leave it there this morning now this one here. Tinubu supported my bid for speaker despite not knowing me. This is coming from Tajuddin Abbas, and you find details of our story on page 3. That's just going to be about it for the Nation newspaper. Now, the Guardian newspaper leading differently as well. Genco's threatened shutdown over 4 trillion naira debt as Band A customers protest. All right, that's on page 6, and there is an excerpt to that story, right? Gencos have continued to ramp up capacity as contractually agreed, but system constraints, forex volatility, and regulatory inconsistencies compounded by inadequate market remittances are rendering the sector commercially unviable. This is probably coming from the minister now. You find details on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. NBA Rivers trade words over conference 300 million naira refund. That's going to be found on page 29. JAMB warns new upgraded institutions against illegal admissions. That's on page 30. Nigeria loses $2 billion yearly to medical tourism. This is coming from Pate. Yes. The Minister of Health. He says the country, Nigeria, loses $2 billion yearly to medical tourism. Now, who are the beneficiaries of this medical tourism escapade? Is it the average Nigerian on the street or the elite? Anywho, that's on page 7. You might have a good read with that one, by the way. Work or be privatized. Board chairman warns 9 posts. Work or be privatized. Board chairman warns 9 posts. That's on page 5. And PDP governors shun coalition to oust Tinubu. That's on page 3. Global Rights, Ezekwesili urged federal government to rescue Chibok girls and end terrorism. Details on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. PDP governors demand review of security strategies as Plateau death toll climbs to 52. You'll find that one on page 6. After is the kicker. Nigeria waives duties on 90% of goods traded in Africa. Details on page 3. Then moving now to page 30, Obi donates 7.5 million naira to Plateau IDPs as Benue blocks visit. I'll leave it there for the Guardian newspaper. Grab a copy to get details. The Daily Trust newspaper is up next. Bloodletting continues in Plateau. 49 killed in fresh attack. Now the figures are quite conflicting, right? But the bottom line is scores of people actually lost their lives to the fresh attack in Plateau State, and it's a very sad development. You find details on pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper. 4 trillion naira debt is the out looms as Gencos threaten shutdown. All right, that's on page 19. And reverse emergency rule is the kicker now. Court orders service on Tinubu, Ibaz, and Fubara. You find that one on page 22. Gunmen abduct worshippers on Lokoja Mountain. Okay. Gunmen abduct worshippers on Lokoja Mountain. They go to, the mosques. They go to the churches. They even go to the mountain where people go to pray. Can they also go to the shrines? So we know that they've gone round, places of worship. Because what exactly is going on? That's on page 17, by the way. PDP governors meet, reject coalition, propose NEC for May 27, convention for August 28. How rejection could affect Atiku, Professor Kari talking there. You'll find details on pages 6 and 7. And I'll leave it there for the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Very quickly, let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. The big news story there says 2027. Atiku bloc defies PDP governors over coalition talks. Ex-Vice President insists on 2027 pan-Nigerian project as PDP governors distance party from coalition talks. You find that one on page 2. Tinubu orders offensive as fresh Plateau attack kills or leaves 51 dead. You'll find details on page 12. Presidency slams RFI over plot to woo Buhari. You find that one on page 3. Moving on to page 23, federal government scrambles to avert Genco's shutdown over 4 trillion naira debt. On page 7, Algon calls out AGF on local government autonomy stalemate. All right, and Nigeria's external debt servicing may hit $5.2 billion. All right, you find that one on page 23. Family Feud is the kicker. Peter alleges Jude diverted 1.3 billion naira P-Square earnings. That's coming from the entertainment industry, by the way. Details on pages 4 and 5. Buhari's ex-minister cautions Makinde on successor plot. That one is on page 3, and I'm going to leave it there this morning for the Punch. And obviously about the size of the headlines I will be taking across Nigerian newspapers this morning. So do well to grab a copy to get concrete details of the reviewed headlines, and also to let you know that there are good columns, there are good news features or editorials across these national dailies that might actually tickle your fancy, and best believe you're going to have a good read when you take a look at these, articles. Now, we'll take this quick break to go pay some bills. When I return, it'll be time for you to call in to share your 2 cents on the big news stories making the rounds this morning. Do join us again.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Abuja, you're in luck. It's the upgrade promo from my Abuja Home Limited. For their Broadwater estate and plots in Gwagwalada, get 250 square meters for 100K when you make an outright payment. That's a whopping 81% discount, or go premium with 500 square meters for only 1 million naira. That's 80% of the original price of 5 million naira. With our authentic FCT land documents, you have no issues at all. We have a flexible payment plan for up to 12 months for your convenience. Get your land in Broadwater Estate, Paiko, Gwagwalada now, with green environment, accessible roads, power supply, guaranteed security, and lots more. Call or WhatsApp my Abuja Home on 0808 883 7426, 0808 883 7426 or 0808 272 3824 0808 272 3824. Hurry now, promo ends soon. These opportunities also open to military personnel. My Abuja Home Limited. Affordable. Live the life.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
I suppose it was inevitable. Eagles 102.3.
All right, we're back. Thank you so much for staying with us at this juncture. Dear listener, the numbers or studio lines are open. You can now call in to share your thoughts. And please do well to stay civil, all right? And if you must critique or criticize, if you like to put it that way, criticisms should be objective and constructive without the use of vulgar or obscene language. Do not forget to turn down the radio set so we can hear ourselves loudly and clearly. All right. The numbers to call are 09073530044 or 09087668888. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number, and that would be 090970544 and 50. And for those watching us live on YouTube and Facebook, you can also leave a comment across these platforms on Facebook and YouTube at Eagles FM Abuja. Now let's take the calls, or should we start with the messages? All right, let's take this one. Hello, good morning. All right, please do it to call back. Please do it to call back. All right. Okay, hello and good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abdul. Good to have you.
I say good morning.
Good morning.
My condolences to all the people that died in Plateau and Benue State.
Right.
May their soul rest in peace.
Amen.
You see, we don't know what we are going to do about this our security issue. We should just continue praying, because every day you hear killing. There is the security problem in this country is too much. Look at even what happened in, a point of order. Look at what happened in Anambra State. There is a dispute between two brothers, just quarrel. Before you know, they ran into their house. The other one carry AK-47 and the other one carry pistol. Imagine. If not because of the help of people that call the security agency and they came and arrest them. You see, it's very bad. I don't know where they are getting all this weapon from. So God will help us. Abuja-Kaduna Expressway to Zaria. It's a good one. But I want the federal government also to help us. This Abuja-Lokoja road, they should do it.
All right.
It's taking a long time to finish. Since the time of Obasanjo, up to now, they've not finished it. That road is a trap. Yeah? Accident on that road all the time. It's not good. They should try and do something on that road. This is the road we travel all the time on it.
Okay.
UD, I'm greeting you. How are you enjoying your leave? So, Thank you very much.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Abdul.
Nigeria. God bless Eagle FM. Bye.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, good morning to you. Okay. 09073530044 or 09087668888 are the numbers to call this morning. Hello, and okay. I really can't explain what's going on with one of the lines in the studios, all right? But keep trying, all right? I'm sure that you would get across soon enough so we can get your thoughts. All right, 09087668888 or 09073530004. Send a voice note or a message to the WhatsApp portal number on 090970544 and 50. We have some messages on the Facebook page. One coming from MED King. He says the people of Benue are suffering, and one of his friends here actually lost his brother due to the attack in Benue. He says his name is Emmanuel from Chachi. Is there a place like that in Abuja? But thank you so much, Emmanuel, for your contribution. And also Francis Namani, watching us live from Amagunze in Enugu State, says, good morning and keep up the good work. The federal government should declare a state of emergency over the incessant and malicious killings in Plateau and Benue communities. The stitching time saves 9. May God help us. Also, Francis, thank you so much for that message. All right. And who do we have on the line? Okay, let's take some of the messages on the WhatsApp portal. Ogenamano Austin from Adona, Sarawak State is asking, has anyone been arrested or has any arrest been made on those gunmen who recently killed 51 people in Plateau State? If no, why? Why is it easy to arrest those who killed the Uromi 16? Until now, none of the killers in Plateau is arrested, nor the police commissioner removed, as in the case of Edo State. Until the health sector is fixed, there would be no end to medical tourism in Nigeria. Okay, Demano Austin, thanks for that message. You've asked a couple of questions, really, but maybe efforts are ongoing really to unravel the unscrupulous element behind these heinous crimes. All right. Samson from FHA Lugbe says, good morning, Omohefe. May God continue to strengthen you. Thank you. Resolve land issue in your areas, according to one of our leaders. Is this comment not supportive enough in fueling more violence? Can agreement and reconciliation be achievable in life through forceful destruction of properties and innocent lives? What is the responsibility of our judiciary in this regard? Now, wow, God bless you. Samson, God bless you too. Thank you for that message. And I see this message from Yusuf. Yusuf from Suleja says, okay, from Suleja now. It says, good morning, my sister Hajia Moefe. Good morning to you. 4 trillion naira federal government debt, Jankos threaten shut down. To me, they can go ahead and shut down. No, are we ready for that, Yusuf? The truth of the matter is that both Jankos and Discos in Nigeria are bankrupt because of inefficiency. They are now attributing their failure to debt owed by government agencies, debt inherited in 2013 for gas supply and government subsidy on power sector. And I ask myself, what manner of subsidy? Maybe subsidy on darkness. If they had metered the government agencies they claimed are owing, their debt would not have, risen in the first place. Trillions of naira sunk in power sector in the name of World Bank power sector loans, domestic bank loans, fraudulent billings cannot be accounted for. They are now targeting gas stabilization fund to dissipate. I advise the government to probe the Gencos, Discos, and other companies in the chain. Take over and run them as public enterprises pending fresh privatization of the sector. Have a nice day, Yusuf. You too have a nice day. All right. Samia from Kuje says, good morning to you, my sister, Princess Adezi. I think the titles are coming back now because a colleague actually called my attention to this yesterday. All right, he says, congratulations and welcome to another new day. Please, can someone tell the appointed administrator of Rivers State that he was sent to Rivers State to unite the people of Rivers State and not to divide, the divide rule method he's using? His recent actions have shown that he is just working with a written script by those who appointed him. Both him and those he is working for should know what posterity is waiting to judge them. All right, please, does it mean that the people that are being killed in Plateau State are not human beings? This one-sided security in this country is evil and wickedness. All right, may God show us mercy. In Jesus' name, have a great and wonderful day. Thank you so much, Samuel. You too have a great and wonderful day. All right. 090735300044 or 0908766888 are the numbers to call this morning, dear listener, to be part of the pages this morning. You can send a vote or a message to the WhatsApp portal number, and that is 0909705 44 and 50. Don't forget also that you can leave a comment on the Facebook and YouTube channels, right? On Facebook now, I see this message. This is from Oluwasegun Taiwo from Gwagwalada. He says, good morning. On Plateau and Benue killings, It is high time we told the government the truth that it has failed to secure the lives and properties of Nigerians. If it took the president a few hours to declare state of emergency in Rivers, why did the president wait till hundreds of lives were lost before taking action? It leaves me to wonder if this government is prioritizing national assets over, lives of the people, secure lives and properties. Is that too much to ask for? Oluwasegun Taiwo from Gwagwalada, thank you so much for that message. All right. Felix, good morning to you.
Good morning, Amoife.
Good morning, Felix. Where are you calling
And
us
good morning
from
to our
today?
highly esteemed callers and listeners.
Right.
Felix from Lambata.
Good to have you.
Thank you very much. Amoife,
Yes, please.
300 million was given to the to organize the annual conference in Port Harcourt by Fubara.
It's called hosting rights.
It's not hosting right? Yes, it's a dash. It's a money given to them.
Right.
So what is the noise the administrator is making about refund and all that?
No, really, they moved the venue. They actually, moved it to Enugu State.
Yes,
So if it's
it's their choice to move the venue to wherever they want to. If they feel that a particular place is no longer safe for them, they can do so.
but at least
They don't
refund
have
the
to consult
money.
anybody.
But at least refund the money. That's what the sole administrator is saying.
No, it was not a hosting right. It was a tax given to them by the previous the governor,
Suspended
the governor of the
governor.
state.
Right.
And if you look at how it is done now, the governor did not consult the House of Assembly, did not consult anybody. He did it unilaterally. And these are the governments that are still having security agencies in their domain that are unfunded. Yesterday, Umar called you from Suleja and was telling you about a federal government security agency that is accommodating an uncompleted building. And let me tell you, these guys go out with their meager salaries to hunt for information. Logistics is not provided. So if a local government as big as Suleja can have a security organization in an uncompleted building, then what would you say about those small local governments in the remote areas of the country? And you're talking about security. You see how government pay lip service to security issues that are lost on a daily basis. Like skills. Every day we talk about 50, 40 guide here. Okay, look at what they are telling the governor of Plateau State, that he should go and resolve his unresolved political issues. What are the issues that government do not know and cannot talk about? It's unfortunate that we're going through this phenomenon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Felix from Lambata. All right. It's indeed very disturbing what is going on in Plateau, in Benue, in Borno, and other states bedeviled with, insecurity at this point in time. All right. We see this message. This is from Tarek Kimbi Hundu. He says, good morning, Efe. I'm listening from Nasarawa State. Thank you. I insist the federal government is not serious, about ending insecurity. For Tinubu, pipelines and 2027 is most important. 10,000 soldiers were sent to Rivers State, a very peaceful state, while state with killings of both civilians and army personnel is all game playing on Aliyah Obi visit. I knew what the issues are. Aliyah could not allow Obi visit IDP camp simply because Obi contacted Otum on his visit when the governor was yet to respond to his calls. Now, the governor believes with Otum, the visit was already politicized and it caused more security tension. On Rivers administrator, now, by the way, Tarek Mbihundu, we are not privy to that information you are sharing with us, all right? So until we fact check that is going to be somewhat baseless for us as a media house, all right? But going forward, it says, on Rivers administrator, Nigerians can see that the president was not sincere when he said the sole administrator was to restore peace. This man is embarking on vendettal blackmail, working strictly for Wike, carrying out duty. He lacks the power. For example, the appointment of local government chairman, appointment of state electoral INEC chair. I blame the National Assembly for watching while illegality continue in Rivers State. Tarek Mbihundu, thanks for that message. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Inakonu.
Hello, King Kennedy, right?
I'm Tashi Latvia. Thank you, this is King Kennedy. You talking another one on there.
Yes.
So I'm learning from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Now, whether 51 or whether 49 people killed in fresh plateau attack, this is just a state too. Even Ukraine-Russia war, if it is 30 or 31, I think the last attack was 31 persons killed. The whole media houses, they took it and then it was something else. This is just a single state in Nigeria. If the government cannot protect us, please permit us to protect ourselves. Help us to protect ourselves. Because like yesterday I told you, some of these VIPs, okay, look at it, what you just read. Peter Obi was about to visit the Benue State IDP camp. What did the governor say? If you come, let me know. That's because he's VIP. So if you and I want to travel to Benue State, then we have to alert the governor that we are coming. If it is if it is just a simple Nigerian that is not classical, that is not working, will he say so? It means these people know what is happening. They are just there to protect their interest. You can't tell me that if it is a conductor that wants to visit Benue State, you will hear that statement from the governor of the state. What am I trying to say? I'm not criticizing him. Yes, he's doing his job. But they should stop playing with lives of people in Nigerians. Because whether we like it or not, whether they kill us and from whether they kill us from attack, whether they adapt us or kill us, whether it is our time or not our time, a day is coming. Everybody must go, but secure our lives and properties. That is very paramount to every Nigerian. And there is no Nigeria is more Nigerian than anybody. So everybody should be given equal security.
All right.
Thank you. I'll stop at this point.
Thank you very much.
Every positive thinking Nigeria.
Thank you very much, King Kennedy, for your contribution right there. Okay, I see more messages on the WhatsApp portal. Abbas reporting from Jutsa says, good morning, Omoife. Insecurity failure in Nigeria is as a result of poor security input from the Office of the National Security Advisor and the governors of these various states being ravished by insurgency or insecurity. The NSA has to do more by providing a blueprint to end this madness, unlawful, unwarranted bloodletting. But the office of the NSA is doing nothing, or he is doing little to present this act, of lawlessness. Let the NSA work hand in hand with these governors to provide solutions. This act of wickedness by whomever cannot continue. President must do more than condemnations and act fast. Abbas, thank you for that message. Comrade Ulobasi from Buari, Abuja says, good morning. Omoife, God bless your day. Thank you. God bless your day too. It is unfortunate that Benue State Governor Hyacinth Aliyah can neither provide adequate security to stop wanton killings of his people, nor allow someone else to come and provide support for the bereaved and impoverished people in the state. Now, this ugly situation in Benue State goes beyond dirty politics as being played all over the place. It is very clear that none of the victims of these killings are family members of the governor. He should either live up to his oath of office or ship out. Please, may God Almighty save us from ourselves. Comrade Ulobasi from Buari, thank you so much for that message. And I see a message on Emmanuel Austin from Adona Sarawak State. He says, I will not agree with you, Omoife, that government is making efforts to get the killers in Plateau State arrested. Is it today the killings in Plateau State has been on? It has been on for donkey years, and since this killing has been on, no arrest has been made. Until tomorrow, no arrest will be made. All right, Ogenemano, me telling you that perhaps the government is actually, making efforts to get the perpetrators arrested is not to impose my thoughts on you, but I'm just saying that perhaps, all right, efforts are ongoing to nip in the bud and also arrest the perpetrators. Benue State Governor, a priest indeed, Chinonso from Suleja. Can we please distance the religious, inclination of the governor from his position as the governor of the state? Chinonso, just saying. All right. Thank you for that message, regardless. Okay, let's take a listen to this caller. I don't know what's wrong with this line, though. A number of calls coming in, and I can't take your calls. I'm really very sorry about that, okay? Now let's take a listen to the voice messages that we have on the WhatsApp portal this morning. All right. I see this one from BB Blessing. Good morning, BB Blessing.
Good morning, Omofe. How are you today? How are you
Very
doing?
well.
Where my done? I greet our caller, my name. Now talk you all laugh my laugh. This from Matame with a move my sister for Benue yesterday. Did you see the killing where they massacre people? I think it is high time now. These people that they are massacre people, it means say they no fit catch anyone. If in Edo State now, they say make they build them for book, make they build them for Abuja and go church. The people that start for them say make they bring these people come for Abuja and go church. I hope make the people now make they get there arrested. That means say na these people now they send people. No say people they are die. You know say people they are die. When we say may army take over now, they say no, withdraw that one. When we say may everybody go your way, we say no. How can just people just they have evil mind like this to kill innocent people like that? And this is a farm. Tomorrow now you go hear another attack again, and we just keep quiet. And they go tell us say the Boko Haram they don't repent. They want to bring their cover. You can see what it happened for Edo State when we say we no agree. But another place now is burning to fire, and our president is that where is that there. God will reward them. Bye bye.
Baby Blessing, thanks for that voice note. But if you must know, the president has already issued a marching order to the governor of Plateau State, right? So let's take a listen to this one.
Good morning, Princess. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nigerian. It's a Luther Senator Obasanjo calling you from Lapai, Niger State. Plenty things we don't do on the headline. Every day we read them, every day we talk to all the headlines. But which one do we look? And which of the problem do we talk and the government change? Is that the killings in Nigerians? But because it's not only one place. If you want to talk, if you want to do justice to this country, you do justice for all. Not only in Plateau, neither Niger, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, but the whole of this country. You can die by the road. You can be kidnapped from Lagos. You can, a lot of issues on ground. Which one are we going to talk about that the government will listen? The best thing in this country is the revolution. Thank you.
A revolution in what sense? I really didn't get that, Obasanjo, but thank you for that message, all right? We see this one from Honorable Edward from our poll. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Sorry, I've been trying to get in touch, but it's not easy. My name is Honorable Edward. I totally disagree with my governor, the governor of Benue State, for not allowing Obi to see him. In fact, there was a press release yesterday. He wrote that he will not see anybody. What was Obi going there to do? Was it bad? Obi have been visiting IDPs in camp. People have been everywhere. They have been killing people in IDPs. So if you are going there to visit them, what you say you will not see him? That's not a clergy. That must be politicalize everything. The killing Benue State, let me tell you something. It's as a result of bad governance. The people in charge of Benue State are not capable. They're not capable. If I'm the one, I will stop this killing. I know what to do. I'm not saying they should give to me. If they can get the right person, and please, look at what happened yesterday. At the tribunal, the local government election tribunal, they nullified 9 local government elections. That is the part of an impunity. Is it easy for state government to form a tribunal and the tribunal will pass judgment against him? It's not easy, but it happened in Benue State. It's only God that will help us in Benue State. Now we are helpless in Benue State. Killing every day. Killings every day. I am tired. God bless you.
Honorable Edward from our poll, thank you for that message. Well, if you say that the activities of these non-state actors unabated across these states is just a pointer to the fact that the state governors are weak or they really don't know their job, it speaks volumes, right? But can we really continue in this trajectory by apportioning blames or proffering solutions to the issues on ground? We have this message here. This is from Innocent. Innocent from Suleja says, "Good morning, Omoife. You can see how nothing has been done Bokos and now this killing in Plateau. But apparently, terrorists, they were quickly identified as hunters at Uromi. Something is wrong with the land. The president says it's a governor's job." Wonderful. Well, Innocent, thank you for that message. But at the end of the day, what can we do about the situation on ground? Well, if we all think that our hands are tied, maybe we should now revert to God in prayers, because that is about the only thing we can do, whilst we also call on our leaders, the security personnel, the governors, the president, most importantly, who is the grand commander in chief, to do something very quickly about the spate of insecurity ravaging our dear country, Nigeria. Well, at this point in time, we must say that for those who actually lost their lives, may their souls rest in peace. And for their families who are bereaved at this point in time, may God strengthen them, because it's really, really a lot to deal with. Thank you all so much for keeping us company on the show this morning. I'd like to state that the views expressed on the show were not influenced by Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja. Vicky Vic will be right here in a bit to bring you up to speed with the latest happenings in the world of sport. And I would make a comeback at 9 a.m. this morning to look at an issue that actually bothers on, the minimum wage, the cost of living. And we also understand that the Nigeria Labour Congress is gearing up for wage renegotiations. Don't forget